Hi, my name's Dan, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install and get started with the Unreal Engine from Epic. I've just opened a web browser here. This is Chrome. Other browsers are available. I've typed in Unreal Engine into the search bar, and the first thing that comes up is an ad for Unreal Engine. I'll click through that and follow. This is now the Unreal Engine front page. I'm going to click on Get Started Now. There are two licenses that you can have. The one that you almost certainly want is the creator's license, which is free to use for hobbyists and people who are learning. So I'm going to click on download there now. So that's giving me a download. The download isn't actually for the Unreal Engine itself. It's for a thing called the Epic's Games launcher, which is Epic's way of delivering the Unreal Engine. And the Epic's Games Launcher is a little bit like something like Steam or Origin or Uplay, in that it's the way that their kind of portal to access games for Epic. And unfortunately, you have to go through this process to be able to get the Unreal Engine. So that's downloaded. I've just clicked on install. I'm going to install that on my C drive, and it's going to install the Epic Games Launcher for me. So once that's installed, it's now going to want to update itself. Epic Games Launcher is quite update heavy. It likes to update quite often, unfortunately. Okay, so there we go. It's downloaded. And is it going to auto launch, or do I need to launch it? Here we go. It's launching itself. So this then is the Epic Games Launcher, and in here you will now we've started the process. The next thing to do is to actually get the engine in to install it. So in here we need to go to the Unreal Engine tab, which we've got here, and then go to Library. Now, I've cheated a little bit. I've actually got some versions installed already, but I'm going to install the latest version, which is 4.26. I've got a whole load of projects that I've previously created for various different versions of the engine sitting below here. So if it's the first time you've installed, you'll have no versions of the engine here, and you'll have no projects down here at all. So I'm just going to click plus next to engine versions, and it gives me a grayed out thing here and a suggested version, which is 4.26.0. If I wanted a different version, I can click on that and choose one of these. It won't give me the options of the ones that I've already got installed, which is fairly intelligent of it. But I do want 4.26.0, so I'm just going to click install on that. And it's going to ask me where I want that to be. I'm going to stick that on my D drive, and then it's going to go through a whole load of process of installing. This can take a while because it needs to download and then install and then verify. So I'm just going to go off and make a cup of tea or something, and I'll come back to you in a few minutes when this is done. That's a nice cup of tea. As you can see, it's not really got very far yet. It's there's a whole 12 gigabytes it needs to download. I'm on a domestic download, so this is going to take a real while. So I'm going to drink my cup of tea, and then I'm going to do some washing up, and I'll come back and see you in a bit. Yeah, so I've done some washing up, and as you can see, it's still going. 8.9 gigabytes left, so I'm really not going to make you watch that. I'm going to go see what games Steam has on sale now. So here we are, finally, it's downloaded, and it's installed, and it's verified, and we've got this nice shiny button that we can click on. So there are a couple of ways to launch Unreal now from the Epic Games Launcher, one of which is from here, which is Unreal Engine on the left-hand side of the library across the top and on the button, so I can click launch here. The other one is this button up the top. If you've got more than one version installed, you can set one to be the current one, which is the one that will automatically launch if you click this button at the top right here. And that button appears in other parts of the Unreal Engine tabs there. I'm not sure if it's in all of them. Yes, there we go. So I'm just going to click on that, and that should launch the engine. Actually, what it's going to do is it's going to launch a wizard, which will help us to create a project. Now, I've clicked the button, nothing seems to be happening, and the reason for this is because the splash screen for the Unreal Engine is not quite there yet, but it's coming. It often hides behind other windows, and sometimes you don't see an icon down in the taskbar. So don't worry about that. If you think nothing's happening, first of all, you might have to wait a little bit, which is what's happening in this case. It's thinking about things. Hopefully that's going to open in a second, and it should make the Epic Games launcher disappear. There we go, and we've got a percentage here launching up. So whilst that's getting up, I'll just tell you a couple of things, which is that when you first run the editor, or when you want to start a new project, you need to go through the Epic Games launcher. However, once you've created a project, there are other ways to get in, and you can bypass the games launcher. So if you know where your project file is, and when you create a project, it will ask you where you want to put the project. A simpler way is just to go to the project file, double-click it, and it'll bring up the Unreal Editor without having to go through the Epic Games launcher. So we're nearly there. 88%. Yeah, I can talk about projects. So we've got in here, we've got select or create new projects, and we've got open projects and recent projects. And if I wanted a new one, I could click on the different categories here. But that's a subject for another video. I'm going to show you how to create a project in Unreal in the next video. So this was all about how to install Unreal and get started on your computer. So that's it from me for now.